according to him, how does the solar system formation taken place? He said that uh, there was a very big mass of the dust, fire, and then what happened? And he given the term nebula for that. And he said that when this nebula exploded, right, explosion taken place in this nebula, the collection of dust and the fire, when an explosion taken place, due to the explosion, so that is called thermonuclear explosion. So thermonuclear explosion taken place the 15 billion years ago, and then the formation of solar system taken place. This nebula was a big mass of the fire, and when it collapsed, it burst. So after the explosion, formation of the planet taken place, right? And the center part that become the sun, and rest of the masses, they condensed and they started moving around the sun. And according to him, the formation of solar system was done 4.5 to 5 billion years ago. So that is the Big Bang theory, which suggests how does the formation of solar system taken place, right? Then condition for origination of Earth. This is important. The question have been asked: which of the following was not the condition, or which of the following was the condition behind the origination of it? So what was the condition when the Earth originated? So first and foremost point is that the strongly reducing atmosphere, means the atmosphere was non-oxygenic. Non-oxygenic, when I say the non-oxygenic, it means oxygen was not present. That it was strongly reducing atmosphere, because hydrogen was present, and hydrogen is the gas which is responsible for reducing the substance, you know well, right? So the atmosphere are non-oxygenic, and it was strongly reducing, right? The second point is, so what the substance were present over there. So according to him, the substance with the substance which were present over here, they were okay, so they were hydrogen, methane, ammonia. Water was present in gaseous form, means water vapor. The source of energy was lightning, volcano, and solar radiation. So lightning was up there, because what was happening, the cloud formation takes place, lightning start, and then the rain start. But Earth was that much hot, as the rain touches the Earth's surface, it evaporate again. And every time when the rain touches the Earth's surface and evaporate, it make it the cooler, right? So like the same way, there is any hot object, and every time you are sprinkling the water on it, the water will evaporate. And as the water will evaporate, it will cool down every time the cooling down process will keep on going, right? So the heat absorbed and radiated out by the earth. So it is absorbed by the lightning, volcano, and all that, and then this is radiated out by with the help of the this raining process, right? Radioactivity, radioactivity was there because of the cosmic rays, right? And there was sufficient time for the development of the earth. So these were the conditions which were present at the time of the development of the earth. Clear? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
So don't take it lightly. It's important. You will get the question. I have seen the question regarding the development of the earth, right? Now come to the second point. The second point is theories behind the development of the or origination of life. So these are the theories which suggest how does the life originated. The origination of earth we have seen. How does the life originated? So first theory of the origination of life is a religious theory. Different religious book, they suggest that evolution of earth taken place because of the grace of the god. And some theory says that god created the earth in 7 days. Some theory says that the creation of the uh, god god created the human and all that, right? So there are different theories. Different religious book, they suggest the different theories. But There is a no experimental proof of that. There is a no evidence behind it that. So we do not consider these religious book theory, right? We do not consider them. So we believe on those theories which are the scientific theories and backed up by the scientists, right? The second is theory of spontaneous generation. Actually, this theory was propounded by the Aristotle, right? So Aristotle was there in the 334 to 322 BC before Christ, right? So it's a very old story. So what Aristotle said, according to Aristotle, he says that the origin of life takes place from the Nile River, right? He says that the origin of or formation of uh, turtle, snake, and frog takes place from the mud of Nile River when light falls on it. Right? He said when light falls on the mud of Nile River, then what happened? Origination or formation of a snake takes place, formation of frog takes place, and formation of turtle takes place. That is not true, right? In 17th century, this theory was supported by a scientist named Wall Helmont. Wall Helmont. So you have to remember who is the propounder or who is the supporter of spontaneous generation or theory of spontaneous generation. Means life originated suddenly, right? So you have to remember the two names, Aristotle and Wall Helmont. Von Helmont, he was a scientist of 17th century. He said, if you keep a dirty shirt, wheat inside a cupboard, and the cupboard should be placed in the dark room, then after some days the mice will originate, right? The formation of mice will take place. That is not true, and this theory is a failed theory, right? Theory of spontaneous generation. So von Helmont, and you have to remember the scientist name. Whatever I am saying, that keep on either note it down or take the screenshot, like whatever you want to do, and whatever the way you are convenient. So do that, please. Note, keep on noting down whatever I am say, what I am saying, that this is important, right? This theory got failed. Then spontaneous generation theory was denied by three scientists. It was disapproved by three scientists. You have to name the, you have to remember the name. So who are the scientists who disapproved the theory of spontaneous generation? There were three scientists: Francisco Reddy, Lazzaro Spallanzani, and Louis Pasteur. These three scientists, they said that spontaneous generation do not take place. They disapproved the theory of spontaneous generation or theory of Wall Helmont with the help of their experiment, right? And according to them, life comes from pre-existing life, right? Omnis cellula e cellula, or we can say ex vivum in vivo, right? What is that? We'll come to know gradually, right? It means life come from pre existing life. So Francisco Reddy, what he did, Francisco Reddy did this first experiment. In his experiment, he taken the three jar. In all the three jar, he put some flesh, right? The first jar was kept open like this condition. In the second jar, there was a cork, and in the third jar, there was a it was sealed with the help of a cloth, right? In the first jar, you can see the flies are visiting and they given birth to the maggot, and formation of maggot takes place. So that's how the formation of maggot takes place. Formation of maggot did not take place spontaneously. In the second flask, as it is sealed and fly could not visit, so formation of maggot did not take place. In the third flask, even there was a barrier, that is the this one, this cloth. So flies given the laid the egg on the paper, this cloth itself, and formation of maggot did not take place, right? So in both of the last two cases, formation of maggot means formation of life did not take place. So by this theory, Francisco Reddy said that there should be the life, but it's not originated. So according to him, life comes from pre-existing life. The same kind of the experiment was performed by Lazarus Plazini. Lazarus Plazini, what he did, he taken the two flasks. In both of the flasks, he put a gravy, boiled gravy, right? So put the boiled gravy. Then what happened? One flask was open, one was closed. In the closed flask, there was no development of the microorganism, and is what sealed. But in the this open flask, the formation of life, new microorganism taking place. So that's how he got. By this way, he proved that when the flask is closed, the bacteria cannot enter inside. Then and formation of new bacteria did not take place. And he said when the flask is open, the formation of new bacteria takes place because of the pre-existing bacteria. By this way, he also disapproved the theory of spontaneous generation. Then, last but not the least, Louis Pasteur, right? Louis Pasteur was also a doctor. He taken two flasks, one this kind of the flask, and there was one flask where the neck was open, another was the neck was swan shape, means bented neck. Again, he taken the that soup here and boiled both of them to kill the microorganism. In the first one, bacterial growth taken place as the bacteria could visit. The second one, the water get collected at the neck, and because of this water it choked the path, so that the bacteria could not reach over there, and formation of new bacteria did not take place. But at this point where the water get collected, at this point the bacteria was present over there. By this way, these three scientists disapproved the theory of spontaneous generation: Francisco Redi, Lazarus Plazini, and Louis Pasteur. These were the three scientists who disapproved this theory, and according to them, he supported the life comes from pre-existing life. So I told you there is a statement: omne vivum ex vivo. Omne vivum ex vivo means life come from pre-existing life. This statement was given by Louis Pasteur. This is the question already asked. Omne vivum ex vivo. Life come from pre-existing life, right? So theory and this theory, like all those who disapprove the theory of spontaneous generation, they given theory of biogenesis. It means the life come from pre-existing life, right? Is that clear? So who are the supporter of theory of biogenesis? Plazini, Louis Pasteur, right? And Francisco Redi. And these are the three which are responsible for disapproval of theory of spontaneous generation, right? Is that clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Great. The next one is theory of panspermia or sporogenous theory or cosmic theory or interplanetary theory. They all are the same theory, right? Means they all are the name of the same theory, right? According to this theory, it says life did not originated on the earth. According to them, the life came from some other planet with the help of comet or meteoroids. These comet or meteoroid fall on the earth, and along with them, they bring some spores, right? Spores of the life. Those spores germinated and formation of life taken place on the earth, right? And this theory is supported by Richard and Arrhenius, two scientists. Clear? So these are the theory of origination of life which you need to remember. Oh, you must have noted down. Now, the most modern theory, most acceptable theory, right? So can anybody tell me how does the origination of life taken place? Any one of you? Means according to the most modern theory, nowadays what we think. What is the most accepted notion? How does the life originated on the earth? Any one of you? No one? Abhinav? Heather? Alia? Anna?
Yes, sir.
Have you any idea, Iram?
Sir, that we evolved from like the what is it? The organic molecules, right?
Right?
Evolved.
Fine. Very good. And from where the organic molecule came? You are right. You are absolutely right.
Sir, from the breaking of rocks.
Yeah, you can say. So look, it means formation of organic molecule taking place from non-organic, inorganic things, right? Means non-biological molecule, right? So formation of organic molecule taking place from inorganic. It means first abiogenesis, right? Life came from non-living thing. Then what happened? After that, from organic molecule, formation of life taking place. Then biogenesis. So the statement is that abiogenesis first. So first time the formation of organic molecule or life taken place from non-living thing. So abiogenesis first, then biogenesis since ever. Nowadays, life is not originating from inorganic thing. Now the life is coming from pre-existing life, right? Clear? So first time life originated from non-living thing. Then life started originating from another living thing. But why does nowadays life is not originating from the non-living thing? Why the organic molecule formation is not taking place, still not taking place from the non-living thing?
So because of the Earth's conditions have
Yeah, very
changed.
good, very good. So which condition is a condition which do not allow the formation of new life nowadays?
So heat is less.
Mm, that is not true. What is that which was not present in primitive life, primitive Earth, but now it's abundant?
Oxygen.
Very good, oxygen. Actually, in the primitive Earth, hydrogen was abundant, right? Hydrogen was present in abundant about. Very good, Alia. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely right. Presence of the oxygen. Because the previously, the life, there was hydrogen, atmosphere was reducing, and hydrogen or reducing atmosphere did not destroy the organic molecule. Nowadays, oxygen is present. If formation of organic molecule take place, they will be organized and they will destroy, they get destroyed, right? So previously in primitive Earth, the environment was unoxygenated. That's why the origination of life taken place from non-living thing. And nowadays oxygen is present, so now atmosphere is oxidizing, it's not reducing, right? So because of absence of reducing atmosphere or presence of oxygen, it do not allow the evolution right now, right? Evolution of life right now, right? This is the answer actually. Great. So now come to the this PPT. Chemical theory. So Openin and Haldane, there are two scientists who given this concept, right? According to them, this is called, they called it chemical theory or naturalistic theory or primary abiogenesis. Whatever you say, they all are same. Either you call it chemical theory, or you call it naturalistic theory, or you call it primary abiogenesis, right? This theory was proposed by Oparin and Haldane. There was two scientists, a Russian scientist named A.I. Oparin and English scientist J.B.S. Haldane. In 1928, they written a book, Origin of Life, right? In Origin of Life, so you have to remember the name who have written this book, Origin, Oparin and Haldane. This is their book, and the book name is Origin of Life. And in Origin of Life, they have given a title, Abiogenesis First. Means first formation of life taken place from chemical, right? But biogenesis sensor after that, or after that the life is evolving from the pre-existing, right? So it is the concept behind it. Clear? You have to remember all the statement, who given this statement, right? And what does mean by this statement, that you need to remember every time, right? Whatever I say, that the you have to, you'll get the question that who written the origin of life, right? This kind of question have been asked, right? So fine. Come to this concept, what they suggested. According to them, what JBS Haldane and AI Operin said, according to them, formation of an organic molecule taking place from first, from inorganic molecule, formation of simple organic molecule taking place, from simple organic molecule, complex organic molecule taking place, from complex organic molecule, molecular aggregate taken place, some molecules which could divide themselves, then from that formation of primitive cell taken place. So these were as the step, that's how the formation of life taken place, and this is This theory is not this theory. This is the theory. It is not at this time when they given this theory in 1928. It do not have any backup of the experiment. But after that, you will see the backup of this theory, right? And the experiment have proved that this theory is 100% true. Is it clear? Did you got what is the O'Brien and Haldane concept? Tell me, students. Is that clear? All of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then come to the next concept. Now, O'Brien and Haldane theory step. This is elaboration. First, formation of inorganic molecule taken place. The temperature were 4,000 degrees centigrade to 8,000 degrees centigrade. Prevented the formation of a molecule. Right. On that time, these all the inorganic substances elements were present in the form of molecule or ion. Atom or ion. After that, Earth cooled down. When the Earth cooled down, formation of molecule taken place. In primitive atmosphere, formation of the molecule taken place. What were those molecules? They were hydrogen, nitrogen, ammonia, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. Then formation of simple organic molecule taken place. Right? What were the simple organic molecule? So sugar, fatty acid, glycerol, amino acid, organic bases, right? Purine and pyrimidine. Then formation of complex organic molecule. Complex sugar molecule means pentose sugar, polypeptide, and protein. Then fat molecule are formed and formation of proteonoid taken place. I'll tell you what are the proteonoids. These proteonoids are the protein molecule which have capability of self-division, right? They can divide and grow themselves, right? Then formation of molecule aggregate taken place. Formation of quasar weight taken place. Quasar weight, this concept was given by Sidney M. Fox. They are the aggregate protein molecule. They grow rapidly and they have capability of division. Okay. Then formation of protocell or ebiont taken place. Protocell, you need to remember the protocell or eobiont is the first living cell-like structure, not living cell, not prokaryotic cell. It is the first living cell-like structure, have genetic material and enzyme. This is the non-cellular structure which originated in 3 billion years ago. Please take this screenshot or note down. Is that clear? Quasar weight, protocell or eobiont. So which is the first living organism on the earth? Then the answer will be protobiont. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So this was important. Miller's experiment. To prove the concept of AI, O'Brien and Haldane. So there was a scientist, his name was Stanley Miller. He was a biochemist. And Stanley Miller was awarded with the Nobel Prize for that. There was his student, his name was Harold C. Urey. Stanley Miller said that if we create the primitive environment, whatever the O'Brien and Haldane suggested, we can prove that origin of life taken place from chemical. Urey said, I will create all that environment in a table inside the laboratory. He did the same. On the guidance of Stanley Miller, his PhD student Harold C. Urey, he taken a big table. This was a big table. On the big table, he created the primitive earth environment. Then what he did, he taken this kind of structure. It is made up of the glass, right? Here in this glass, inside there was 800 degrees centigrade temperature, and inside there was ammonia, methane, water vapor, hydrogen, and carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. He filled all these things. right? Because they were present in the primitive environment. Then there was a lightning. Every time lightning was going on out there, right? So he taken the two electrode and started the sparkling to provide the simulation of the lightning. Then he used the 75,000 volt electrode, right? That is a big electrode. 75,000 volt electrode, and the continuous sparking was going on there. So it created the simulation of the lightning, right? Temperature was 800 degrees centigrade there. Then what was the ratio of the gases that you need to remember? The ratio of the gases of methane, ammonia, and hydrogen was 2 is to 2 is to 1. That is the ratio. You have to remember that. The experiment went on for the 18 days. It was done for the 18 days. Then rain was taking place, and the rain was cooling the earth every time. So to provide the simulation of the rain, they use a condenser. In this condenser, water was coming from here and going on from here. So that's how every time it is cooling down the earth. Then the water was filled over here, right? They simulated the primordial sea, right? This was a simulation of the sea. Then what was happening here to provide the simulation of volcano? They put a heater, right? That heater was continuously heating this water. So they provided the simulation of the volcano. Now the experiment kept on for the 18 days. After the 18 days, this liquid was taken out from this tap. When liquid was taken out from this tap, the complex organic molecule were discovered. The starch, fat, nucleic acid, glycine, alanine, aspartic acid, and ribosugar was extracted from this means the formation of complex organic molecule taken place at the 18th day, and by this way it proved that yes, this is the way, that's how the life have originated on the earth. Tell me guys, is it clear or not? This was the mirror and Harald Urey experiment. Okay, and this experiment is proof of Haldane and JVS Haldane concept, Operin and Haldane concept, AI Operin. Is that clear? Okay, so next. Now there are certain evidences which prove that yes, evolution have taken place, right? So first evidence, they are the morphological and anatomical evidences. The first, this anatomical evidences, that is the homologous and analogous organ, right? So what are the homologous organ? Homologous organ, they are similar in basic structure. Their basic structure is similar, but their function is different, right? This theory suggests that all these mammals have originated from a single mammalian stock, right? Means their their parental stock is parental mammalian is similar, right? They have originated from same kind of the. All vertebrate have look, or the hand. This is the forelimb of the all vertebrate. So the structure of human hand, the foreleg of cheetah, and flipper of whale, and the wings of the bat, they all have the same kind of the structure. Humerus, radio, ulna, carpel, metacarpal, and phalanges all have the similar, but their function is different, right? It means they all are the mammals, and these all mammals have originated from the same similar stock, right? So all vertebrate have 5-digit, that is called peptidactyl limbs. That is also important thing. All the vertebrate, those which have the backbone, so all vertebrate have pentadactyl limb, means they have the 5 fingers, right? So these are the homologous organ, right? They suggest, they are the suggestion of they prove the divergent evolution. It means the different type of the mammals have been formed from the similar parental stock. Homologous organ clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then again, this example you need to remember. This question have been asked. Again, in the plant, there are some homologous organ. What are the homologous organ in plant? Again, the structure and basic structure is same, but the function is different. The thorn of bougainvillea. Bougainvillea is also known as the garden glory. This question have been asked. The thorn of bougainvillea, they are basically the stem. They develop from the stem, right? And tendrils of cucurbita, they are also the stem means they are modified branches, right? They both of them originated from the stem, but both of them have the different function. The thorn have protective in nature, and tendrils, they help the plant to climb and to reach to the light, right? So this is based on the divergent evolution. Again, it means cucurbita and bougainvillea, they might have originated from the same parent, right? Clear?
Yes.
So next one is analogous organ. Analogous organs are opposite. Their function is the same, but they have the different basic structure. Their basic structure do not mean. They are superficially but different in origin, right? They are superficially alike but different in origin. Origin and their basic structure, right? Their basic structure and origin is different. For example, the wings of insect, the wings of uh, pterodactyl, and the wings of bird and wings of the bat, right? So look, these both are the wings of insect and wings of pterodactyl. They are the exoskeleton, but they help in the fly. The wings of the the bird, they are the modification of the forelimbs, right? And wings of the bat, this is just development of the membrane between the digits, right? It means between the finger, right? So they all have the same function to fly, but their origination is different. This is the example of convergent evolution, right? Convergent evolution. Okay, so is that clear? What is the convergent evolution? When different organisms are found in similar environmental condition, they develop a similar kind of the structure. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So homologous, analogous, both are the important. Both were the favorite topic for the this one. Now there are connecting link. What are the connecting link? The living organism which possess the characteristic of two different groups are called connecting. They prove that there is a relationship between two species or two organisms, right? So a living organism which possesses the characteristic of two different groups is called connecting link. The first and foremost connecting link is euglena. Euglena is an organism which is a link between the plant and animal. Euglena is the only this kind of the organism which is found on the earth. There is no other piece. This is the single unique piece on the earth. Why? Why I'm saying that? This is the only animal cell on the earth which can make its own food. The single animal cell on the earth which can make its own food, right? Euglena. So Euglena is the connecting link between the plant and animal, right? So look, uh, what is the connecting link? Connecting link, how it is connecting link, right? And what are the characteristic of? So characteristic of plant, it have chloroplast, right? And it is autotrophic. That is the characteristic of the plant, right? What are the characteristic of animal? It have contractile vacuole. Look, this is the contractile vacuole. Contractile vacuole, what is the function of contractile vacuole? Any one of you must have gone through in 11th class. Yes, Heather, tell me. Sorry?
Excretion.
What it excrete? Yes, very good. What it excrete?
Waste.
What it ex? Yes. Tell me, Heather.
Waste products.
That's what I am asking. What waste kind of the product?
Sir, ammonia.
Actually, yes, you guessed the right, because the formation of ammonia takes place as a nitrogenous waste in all aquatic animals. So, but actually here their function is to excretion of the wastewater, extra and wastewater. Plus, as they do not have the separate mechanism of removing ammonia and waste food, right? So excrete all wastewater, waste nitrogenous waste and waste food from this contractile vacuole. And basically it is for the wastewater, right? The contractile vacuole, you have to just remember what is that. Contractile vacuole is excretory organ, right? And these are found only in animal cell, not plant cell. Mouth is present, that is a characteristic of uh, animal. Binary fission is taking place. They have a membrane called pellicle membrane. Look, this is a pellicle membrane. Pellicle membrane, this membrane is called pellicle. It is a type, it is made up of a type of protein, right? So the membrane which is made up of the protein, this is called pellicle membrane. And pellicle is only found around the animal cell, right? So there are characteristic of both plant and animal. So that's why euglena is called connecting link between plant and animal. Is that clear? Again, peripatus. What is the peripatus? Peripatus is the connecting link between the annelida and arthropoda. You have to remember or connecting link and missing link. They have been asked frequently, right? You have to remember, right? Don't take it lightly. You have to remember peripatus. They all the question have been asked. They are not even a single connecting link or missing link which have not been asked. They all have been asked in previous year question paper. You will get that question, right? So you have not to, you cannot, you need not to skip it, right? Peripatus have the characteristic of annelida and arthropoda. This is a peripatus. So what are the characteristic of annelida? They are bodies segmented, right? Annelida, who is the member of annelida? Earthworm. Arthropoda, that is kingdom of insect, right? So what are the characteristic of insect? They have antenna. They have this parapodia to walk, right? These are the characteristic of insect, right? And segmentation, this is the characteristic of annelida. Annelids, right? So peripatus. Then next connecting link, there are lungfishes. Lungfishes are connecting link between Pisces and amphibians. What are the characteristic of Pisces? Means fishes. They have gills and they have scale on their body, on lungfishes. That is a characteristic of Pisces. What is the characteristic of amphibian? The characteristic of amphibian is that they have the uh, they have single or double lungs, right? They have single or double lungs, single or double lungs, and they have three chamber head. So these are the characteristic of amphibian. So have the characteristic of both, and that's why they are called connecting link between the Pisces and amphibian. Okay, lungfish is very important. Uh, egg-laying mammal. Egg-laying mammal like spiny ant-eater, right, which eat ants, right, and they are the connecting link between the reptile and mammals, right. So there are duck-bills, duck-billed or platypus, duck-billed platypus, or spiny ant-eater. These are the two examples. They both are the mammal, but they lay the egg. It means the formation of mammalia taken place from the egg-laying mammals, right? Or egg-laying organisms, animals, right? Last but not the most, neopelina. Neopelina is the connecting link between annelida and mollusca. Note it down. Clear? These things you have to remember. What are the vestigial organs? Who will tell me? What are the vestigial organs?
Organs that don't have much use in our body now.
Exactly, yes, very good. The organs which have not, which do not have a use in our body, but in our ancestor they were functional, like appendix. So we have the fourth chamber in our intestine, that is called appendix. Previously, it used to help in the digestion of the cellulose, but nowadays we do not have any the function of appendix. No function of appendix, right? So our ancestor used to eat the grasses and herbs and all that, so that they had the capability of uh, digesting cellulose. But when the human started the invention of the fire taken place, and human started cooking the food and fooding habit changes, then due to the change in the feeding habit, the relevance of this appendix is not there right now, right? And nowadays dysfunctional. So first and foremost question, human have approximately 90 vestigial organs in our body. 90 vestigial organs. Out of them, you need to remember few of them, right? What are those organs? So first, tailbone, right? Our backbone, the last vertebrae of backbone is coccygeal. That is called tailbone, right? Next, the next one is canine and the wisdom tooth, right? Canine, this one, canine and wisdom tooth. This is the these both are the vestigial organ. Third, eyelid, which is nictinastic membrane. The red, small red color like membrane present in the starting of our eyes at this point. This is called nictinastic membrane. This is basically found in the those organisms which are found in the water, inside the water. Then auricular muscles. The muscles in our ear, these muscles are found in are developed in the mammals or bovine. With the help of those muscles, they can move their this ear, right? So auricular muscles, they are found in ear. Third, eyelid or nictinastic membrane, and canine and wisdom tooth and tailbone. They are the vestigial organ which are found in human body. And appendix, right? So appendix, let me write it down. Appendix, right? These are the vestigial organs. Uh, one more thing which you need to remember, there are certain whales which are found in the Greenland. We call them Greenland whales, right? Greenland whale, it is considered that they have originated from the mammals having the leg, like those kind of the reptiles. So Greenland whale have pelvic girdle and bones of hind limb is present in them, right? So these are the pelvic girdle and bones of hind limb. They are the vestigial organ. Python and boas. Python and boas, they are a type of python only. Python and boas, they have pelvic girdle and hind limb, right? So it means that Greenland whale and python, they have originated from those reptiles which have the hind and four limb. Recapitulation theory. Recapitulation theory. What is that theory actually? You have to remember who given this theory and who given this statement. So there was a scientist, his name was Von Beer, right? Von Beer given a Von Beer law in 1828. According to Von Beer, he said, ontogeny repeat phylogeny. What does it mean? The meaning of this sentence is that life history of individual repeat its evolutionary history of animal, right? What does it mean? Look, in starting, this is the embryo of fish, salamander, turtle, chicken, rabbit, and human. They all are similar. Why? Because the human have originated like human origination of human taken place like this way. Only we have evolved first. Fish might have come, means Pisces came, then reptiles came, then higher reptiles, land reptile came. From them, aves came, then mammals came, lower mammals came, then higher mammals came, then human came. That's how. So human embryo is repeating its history of evolution, right? Then after that, the look after that after few days, the now this is different. Like fish and salamander is different, but still the turtle, chicken, and rabbit, they both are the similar, right? At the end, you can see that still the rabbit and the human, this one, they both look alike, right? After some time, it look like a human, right? So it means human embryo when developed, it repeat its history, right? It means this is called theory of capitulation theory, or this is called theory, or this is called the ontogeny repeat phylogeny. Is that clear or not? Tell me. Very important. Already asked in NEET examination. Clear enough?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
great. Please remember this statement. Remember who have given it this statement. What is the meaning of this statement? Right? That is the question. Evolution is very exhaustive kind of the chapter. You have to keep in the mind what I am suggesting you, right? I'm sure you will crack the question. What are the missing link? So connecting link are those the animal is still or organism is still found and having the characteristic of two groups. Missing link, they are the connecting link, but they are not existing now. We found only the fossil of those, right? So missing link are those the fossils of organism which having the characteristic of two different groups. That is the difference between the connecting link and missing link. Connecting links are still found, but missing links are not found. Okay. So first and foremost is Archaeopteryx. Archaeopteryx lithographica. What is the Archaeopteryx lithographica? Archaeopteryx lithographica is a type of bird you can see in the picture. It is in there in NCERT. This was the bird, and it is considered it used to live on the trees of gymnosperm like ginkgo biloba. The tree where it is sitting, that is a tree of ginkgo biloba. Have anybody idea about this tree, ginkgo biloba? This tree. From the leaf itself, I can recognize this is ginkgo biloba. Any one of you? Any idea? What is that tree? This tree is called living fossils. You'll surprised to know. To the best of my knowledge, when I was in the classes of my doctorate, so I have seen, I had the knowledge that there is only single piece of this tree in India. There is a single piece. Governor House of the Uttarakhand and the gate of itself, I have seen that tree. There is only one tree in this country, not even any other tree. They are found only in China. And one more important thing, this tree have this ginkgo biloba, it's a gymnosperm. This have the natural immunity, like humans. When antigen or we have gone through that disease and all that chapter, when any pathogen attack, we can protect ourselves. Like the same way, if any insect, if any fungi, if any virus, any bacteria attack in this plant, the plant have its own immune system. It can protect itself. It is capable enough to protect itself from any disease. That is the beauty. It's have natural immunity. Ginkgo biloba. Its seed are roasted and eaten as a medicine, right? And they have medicinal value and all that. This is their importance. And one more thing, why it is called living fossils? Because this tree is intact. It have not changed itself. This tree and that one, along with the ginkgo biloba, that one. Uh, Cycas, Cycas and ginkgo. These are the two trees which have not changed itself since Jurassic time period, when the dinosaurs used to be found on the earth. On that time, they were like the same. Their structure was the same, and still their structure is the same. So basically, this is the question of need. That's why I'm discussing. It's not an story. There are only four living fossils on the earth. If you want, please note it down right now. Four living fossils. Ginkgo biloba. This one, it is a gymnosperm. Second, Cycas, that is the gymnosperm. Third one, that is the horseshoe crab or king crab, horseshoe crab or king crab. Fourth, bacteria. They all four are called. There are only four living fossils of the, means they are still found, and uh, the all the organism which originated on that time, they become the fossils, right? So this is a bird name of, it have the characteristic of both, like reptile and the characteristic of birds. Look, it have a tooth on its beak. That is a characteristic of reptilia. Wings are present, but there are claw in the wings at the end of wings. That is a characteristic of reptilian, right? Again, avian characteristic, wings are there, avian characteristic. They have the tail, but the tail have vertebrae. That is a characteristic. So it share the characteristic of both apes and vertebrae. So this is the called missing link, Archaeopteryx lithographica, and the characteristic of apes, feather, round cranium, like this round cranium, right? That is characteristic of bird, and that fused bones, beak, wings, and 3 finger and 4 toes. But the characteristic of reptilian: jaw in the teeth, jaw with the teeth, claw with the finger, and tail with the vertebral column. Next, ichthyostega. These are the animated diagrams because they are fossils. I have already told you. I have put this diagram just for the sake of you understand what this is. You could visualize this, right? Ichthyostega. This is the connecting link between fish and amphibian. Believe on me, if you'll go through with the honestly, if you'll go through with the previous year question paper, you'll find all the questions of these missing link and all that, right? Then, Lyconops. Lyconops is another living. Lyconops is another fossil which have the characteristic of reptile and mammals. Lyconops. Uh, It used to look like this one, half of dinosaur, half of like tiger, and pteridosperm. This plant have the characteristic of both pteridophyte and uh, fern and seed plant, fern and gymnosperm, right? Cymeria. Cymeria have the characteristic of amphibian and reptile. So these were the got it or not? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Adaptive radiation. Adaptive radiation, this is the divergent theory of evolution, right? Adaptive radiation, and this theory was given by Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin have its own, even this question have been at Ames, but it's a very older question. What is the name of his cruise liner ship? The Charles Darwin was very rich kind of the uh, scientist, right? There were two scientists which are very rich. Charles Darwin. Don't think that every time the scientists are poor one, right? So Charles Darwin, he had a cruise liner ship on that time in 1835. Now you can understand. And the another one was Newton. Sir Isaac Newton. Newton used to belong from the royal family of the England, right? So these two are the very rich kind of the scientists. Charles Darwin have its own cruise liner ship, and the ship was HMS Beagle, right? In 1835, in Galapagos, he visited the Galapagos Island. It's near to the eastern part of the United States, and there he did the research on the Frigella, a kind of the bird Frigella. This is visible on the screen. The name of the bird was Frigella, and after that Darwin research, its name was it was given a name Darwin finches. So this Frigella was given name Darwin finches. According to him, they all the Darwin finches which are the found, they have originated from the single stalk, right? But because of their feeding habit, their structure of their beak change, right? And that's how the origination of different species is taking place. The ancestor of all these bird is this one, ground finch, right? And there are the finches which which used to eat, which used to live in the cactus, between the cactus, and they used to eat the nuts, right? So their beak becomes stronger and stout like this one, right? And there are some uh, warbler finches, right? Warbler finches, these are the finches which used to eat fruits and all that, right? Woodpecker finches, so their beak become like this way. Tree finches, right? So the tree finches, there are finches which used to eat the insect, so their beak structure become different. So on the basis of their feeding habit, their beak structure developed, right? And the different species develop, but all of these finches species develop from this ancestral stock, right? So this is the divergent evolution. I have already told you, divergent evolution says that evolution of different species taken from the single mother stock or single ancestor, right? So this adaptive radiation theory is a divergent evolution theory, right? Given by Charles Darwin. Hope it should be clear to all of you. Clear?
Yes,
What
sir.
telling me, guys? Okay, fine. So next one, Lamarck. Now this is important. The theory of Lamarck and theory of Darwin, right? Lamarckian and Darwinian concept. Both of the scientists have given a concept of origin of new species. How does the new species is originated? How does the giraffe? So let's say let's take the example of giraffe. According to Lamarckian theory, what happened? The giraffe used to found in the African continent, and that is the place of the savanna grass. Climate change taken place, and the whole grass dried up. Because of the dried up the grass, now the no more grass was present on the ground. So giraffe started stretching their neck to eat the leaves of the tree, right? After every generation, the this neck become longer, 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 and longer. By this way, they used their neck that much that it developed a lot, and that's why the giraffe has a very long neck, right? So, according to Lamarck, this is the theory of use and disuse of the organ, right? According to him, the organ which is used regularly, generation after generation, they develop very much, right? And those organs which are not used in the due course of the evolution, they disappear or they become rudimentary. So the basis behind the Lamarckian theory is use and disuse of the organ. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, what is the Darwinian theory? Darwin say no, that this is not the way how the evolution of different life take different species taken place. So he suggests that how does the different kind of the species originate? According to him, in the environment there were two different kind of the giraffe. One with the longer neck, another with the smaller neck, right? So when the climate change, the those giraffe which have the shorter neck, they could not eat properly and they died. And due to in the due course of the time, they have been eradicated from the earth, and only those could survive which have the long neck, right? And this theory says the survival of the fittest, right? Only those species will evolve which will survive in the changing environment. So this is the theory of Darwinian theory, theory of survival of the fittest. Hope it should be clear to all of you. Now, what is the Lamarckian concept? Lamarck was a French biologist. Remember the name of his book multiple times. It have been asked many times, number of the time, right? So name of his book is Philosophie Zoologique, right? According to him, the new feed, first step of evolution, new feed means variation or changes in environment comes. Acquisition of characteristic. To meet with the new feed means new changes, the use and disuse of the organ increases, right? Inheritance of acquired characteristic. According to him, the characteristic which is acquired by due to the new feed, it is inherited in the next generation. And we know that the acquired characteristic never inherited. I am a teacher. I'm good in my expression, right? I have read a lot books, right? So it doesn't mean that my child will become a teacher or he'll be. There are fair enough because the characteristic which are acquired after the birth, they are not inherited, right? There might be chances that he become a singer. There might be chances he become a like player. So the inheritance of characteristic does not take place, right? So that is false. So Lamarckian theory is rejected after some time. Then it comes to the Darwin. Now Darwinian concept. Now what is the Darwin theory? According to him, this is the theory called this. He called this theory the natural theory of natural selection. Charles Darwin, and nobody knows the name of this person, Alfred Russell. I don't think so that this is the Russell and Wallace theory. Russell Wallace. This is called Darwin and Russell theory. But by the way, we know only the Darwin, right? So actually, this is the Charles Darwin and Alfred Russell. There were two scientists who discovered, who given this theory, and but the Darwin dominated, and that's why this is called Darwinian theory. But by the way, actually, this is called Darwin-Wallace theory, right? The book which is written by them, the name of the book, On the Origin of a Species by Means of Natural Selection, right? This is the theory of Darwin. This is the theory book of Darwin, right? You need to remember the name of this book. According to Darwin, there are following steps for the evolution of a new species. Rapid multiplication. Every species want to multiply rapidly to dominate on the earth. That every species that. That's why every species want to reproduce more and more organisms. Limited environment and resources. So there is a food and space is limited. That's why unlimited reproduction or unlimited increase of a particular species is not possible, right? Competition will start and that multiplication will stop at certain point. A struggle for existence. Now, when the number of organism increases, the struggle for existence takes place. That may be interspecific within species, interspecific between two species, and environmental struggle. There might be some struggle with the environment, right? Environment struggle means the grass is limited, right? And because of the changing environment, first the grass was unlimited. Because of the changing environment, now the grass is limited. That is environmental challenge, right? Variation. Variation means changing. The change, because of changing environmental condition, the changes comes in the genes or DNA. Mutation we have studied means mutation takes place. Natural selection, survival of the fittest, means storing the useful variation because of the natural selection. What happened when a particular species change their DNA, right? And that change is change make them fit for the changing environmental condition. Environmental condition changes, the DNA of organism also changes, and because of that changes, organism is able to survive in that changing situation, right? So that is called survival of the fittest, right? Those which will adopt themselves according to changing environment, they will survive. Inheritance of useful variation. Those characteristics which are useful, they will be inherited after generation after generation. So mutations are inherited from one generation to another generation. Then formation of new species. That's how the formation of new species takes in place. So these are the 7 steps of the evolution of the Darwinian theory. Tell me, is it clear or not? Tell me, guys, is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
De Vries mutation theory, right? Now it comes to the Hugo de Vries. Can you tell me what he did, Hugo de Vries? We have already studied him in the part of genetics. Any one of you? What was his experimental organism in genetics and variation chapter? Tell me, guys. Iram,
Yes.
what was the experimental organism of Hugo de Vries? We studied him in the inheritance and variation. Mendelian genetics. We have already studied them. Come on, tell me.
The primrose, right?
Excellent. Very good. Evening primrose. That is called 4 o'clock plant. Very good. Excellent. So, Hugo de Vries, he is the person who discovered the mutation, right? And he did his experiment in evening primrose, or that is called 4 o'clock plant, right? So, it is a Dutch botanist in 1901. New species arise from pre-existing in single generation, right? According to him, the change means mutation takes place, and even a single species, the new species can arise from pre-existing species, right? Mutation, he defined the mutation. He said that is the discontinuous inheritable genetic change. That's how we define the mutation. Uh, According to him, the mutation can be progressive. Man means it can be the change in DNA can make a particular species more advanced. Retrogressive, it can take it backward as well, right? Degressive, it can remove the particular species. Or inconstant means it can be carried for the 1 or 2 generation and then it becomes discontinuous, right? So there are 4 conditions: progressive, retrogressive, digressive, and inconstant. Mutation can, there are all probability with the mutation, but the positive mutation make more advanced species. Okay, so this was the theory of mutation of Hugo de Vries. Modern concept of evolution. This is the modern concept of evolution, which is most acceptable theory. According to him, according to like Darwin, and some of the concepts have been taken from Darwin. Basically, they have been taken from Darwinian theory. Then their theory of De Vries incorporated, and that's how the modern concept have been compiled. According to the modern concept, the genetic variation takes place in the population. Genetic variation means mutation takes place in the population, right? How does the genetic variation takes place? A species migrate from different environment. Genetic drift meant A, B, C, 3 species are existing. The C wiped out because of some calamities, something. Founder effect. That is called genetic drift in human population, right? When a particular race of human population is wiped out from environment, that is also called founder effect, right? Natural selection takes place. Those species which develop those species which develop a particular those species which develop a particular type of the genetic variations, right? uh, they are selected naturally. Got it? So nature select them. Those which develop the positive variations or mutation, they are selected naturally. Then after the natural selection, a speciation takes place, means the formation of new species takes place. The new species which have the new kind of the changes, right? This is the unit of evolutionary, this is the which is new species are formed, this is the unit for evolutionary changes, right? Speciation, that you need to remember, speciation means creation of new species. This is the unit of evolutionary changes, right? Reproductive isolation, that species which have evolved as a new species, that should be isolated reproductively, means it have not to be reproduced with the another species. If it will reproduce with another species which do not have these kind of the changes, this these variations will be polluted, right? Or they will get mixed, right? So for the formation of new species, reproductive isolation is very important. So these are the step of evolution in the modern concept. Tell me, is it clear, or you have any, if you have any doubt in any point, please ask me. Or clear everything?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. Hardy-Weinberg law, very important. Frequently it is asked every year, almost every year I have seen the question from. It's a very small concept, but every year we get the question from, and a very simple kind of question. So Hardy-Weinberg, he is not at all a biologist. He is actually the mathematician, right? He was English mathematician G.H. Hardy, and German physician Weinberg. In 1908, they gave in a law that is called Hardy-Weinberg law. What is the purpose? Evolutionary changes and population genetics. This law belongs to, it calculates the evolutionary changes and population. What is all about this law? This law says relative frequency of allele in a population of sexually reproducing organism remains constant generation after generation. Means frequency of the allele always remains constant in reproductive, like those species which are sexually reproducing. They do not have asexual means of reproduction. Means basically this is applicable for the animals. Look, he given a formula p square plus q square, p plus q whole square is equal to p square plus q square plus 2pq. It will be equal to 1, right? So what is the p square? The frequency of homogeneous dominant gene allele like capital T and capital T. What is the q square? The frequency of homozygous recessive gene, means frequency of small t small t. What is the 2pq? That is the heterozygous allele frequency, capital T small t. So that is the meaning of p square, q square, and 2pq. Let me show you a previous year question. There was a question. This is a question of matching. So look, even here it has been asked. So Hardy-Weinberg law means C will be matched to the third. Then industrial melanism, right? So that is a Biston butynaria. So D will be matched with second. And Wallace, right? So theory of natural selection was given by the Darwin and Wallace. So fourth will match with the A. Then obviously Malthus B will match with the first one, right? So that is the matching. So it had been asked in the form of the matching as well. But let me show you the question, which is more important question, which is based on only on this concept of the. Okay, so let me show you this one. This is a question, right? So what is the question? At particular locus, the frequency of allele A is 0.6. And that of allele small a, means recessive one, that is 0.4. What would be the frequency of heterozygous in random mating population at equilibrium? So simple values are given. I have put on the formula. So what is the 0.6? That is the frequency of A. Means P is 0.6, right? And what is that? The allele frequency of small a recessive gene 0.4. So Q is equal to 0.4. Now what is P square? We know Q square. We know what he is asking. He is asking about the 2pq, right? So what should be 2pq? So 2pq will be equal to 2 into 0.6 into 0.4, right? So 0.24 into 2 is equal to 0.84. So that is the answer, and the answer will be T. That's how the question will be asked, right? So this is a sample of question. Got it?
Sir, why 2pq? I don't understand.
Look. What is 2pq? Frequency of, look, I've told. What is the 2pq? The frequency of heterogeneous allele, right?
Yes.
What he is asking? What would be the frequency of heterozygotes? Got it?
Oh, okay, sir.
Right. So he has the question itself makes clear that they are asking about the 2pq, right? Heterozygous, right?
Yes.
P square is dominant allele, Q square is recessive allele, and 2pq is heterozygous, right? Capital T small t, and they are asking about the heterozygous. So that's why we get 2pq is equal to 2 into 0.4 points, right? Clear? Is that clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Samira? Okay, great. Anna? Clear?
Yes, sir.
Heather, is it clear? Because this is
Yes, sir.
important. Almost every year you will get question from here, right? And directly question will be from this one, Hardy-Weinberg. The next one is industrial melanism. This is a story. So on the basis of a story, you can get the question. It's not just a story. So the industrial melanism, this experiment was done on a moth. This is a picture of that moth, the actual picture of that moth. And the name of that moth is Biston butynaria. This is a proof of natural selection, right? Actually, in the older days in the Britain, what happened in the older time of the Britain, there was a, tree bark, and tree bark were covered with the lichen. Lichen are of white color, right? So bark is covered with a white color structure. On those white color, out of these two kind of the moth, one gets selected. Just give me 1 second. Right. So there are two kind of the moth, a dark color and a light color. So when the bark were covered with the white color of lichen, these white color moth can easily hide themselves, right? But they can be easily detected. This dark color moth can be easily detected by the predator, right? So predator, that the crow they used to eat them, hunt them, and these white color could hide easily. They cannot be easily detected by the crow, right? Now what happened? Industrialization taken place in England. When industrialization taken place, the lots of the smoke came out of this burning of the coal, right? Because of this coal, the carbon dioxide and sulfur pollution spread in Britain. When the carbon dioxide and sulfur pollution is spread, because of this sulfur pollution, lichen dies, because lichens are the indicator of the sulfur pollution, right? If the sulfur amount will increase in a moment, lichen will die. Lichen died. When lichen died, white color disappeared. The tree's bark become darker, right? Now what happened? Now this dark color moth could hide themselves and white color can be easily detected. Now the crow have started hunting to this white color, and the population of dark gradually increases because they could be hunt less, right? So this is the good example of natural selection. So in changing environment, those who can adapt, they will survive, and those which will not be able to adapt, they won't survive. Is that clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in the next class, I'll tell you the human evolution, right? This part, human evolution. I have a chart for this one. I have a graph for this one. So in next class, that is the last topic of this one, right? So almost we have finished it. Okay. So in the last class, in the first 10 to 15 minutes, I'll explain the human evolution, and which is one of the most important part of this topic. For the human evolution, as you can see, I have made the PPT by my own hand. For your convenience, you have to take the screenshot and you will get the answer of your question, right? That will be easy, but it is very exhaustive, right? So if you have any doubt other than this human evolution part in this chapter, please ask me, then we will sum up the class. Iram, Anna, tell me honestly, Heather, like all those who are present right now, many of them got disconnected. So tell me, frankly, are you people getting each and everything whatever I am delivering? Tell me frankly, be honest. Iram,
Yes, sir.
everything? Okay, Anna, thank you. What about you, Aram? Are you getting everything, whatever I am delivering to you? Or there's something missing? What about you, Samaira?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine, that's great. Heather, getting each and everything,
Yes, sir.
whatever we are discussing? Very good. If you are really getting, then I'm very happy. Means I feel that my hard work is like paying off me, right? If you all people are getting, and believe on me, when you will do the question, when you attempt the question paper, then you will remember that how exhaustive we did. You know, uh, wherever you go and whatever the classes you attend, you won't like I am going to cover out of these 42 chapter will almost cover the 38 39 chapter, and from 1 2 3 chapter there are some chapters from your those chapter they are meaningless. You won't get question from those chapters, right? They are like the reproduction in organism, like the classific, like the living and all that. Oh, that is the first chapter of the class 11. they are meaningless. And one more, that is the enhancement of enhancement of crop production and all that. That is chapter in 12th. So these all are meaningless. They are of no use in from like point of view of and reproductive health. So hardly you will get question from there, right? So, but I'll tell what kind of the question are coming from there, right? Okay. So I'm happy to listen that. So see you all in the next class, right? And we'll just do the human evolution. Then we will jump to the next chapter. Fine.
Yes, sir.
So go through with the previous year question paper, revise the PPT, revise the NCRT in case if you have any question, ask. Right? Okay. So bye bye. Take care.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Yeah. Welcome. Welcome. Have a good day. Bye.
So can we directly go through the previous year questions after reading a PPT? Because
Exactly. You can go. You'll get.